Now, let's grab the subject firmly by the pussy. Grab the subject at hand firmly by the pussy. We are officially about 30 days away from an election. How many people here are Donald Trump supporters? A couple. Not many, though. Not many. Who are the other people like? Who do you guys like up here? No, but really? Oh, well, I hope to change your mind, or at least hope to encourage you to vote in a pragmatic direction this evening, because we are here to talk about something very serious. We've already seen how the Clinton campaign operates, the smears, the lies. The tape they released to Donald Trump, which wasn't particularly pleasant, let's be honest, I don't think is going to affect the polls in any meaningful way. The only people who were shocked that Donald Trump talks like a blue-collar guy were his fellow Republicans, these sort of quivering geriatrics who claim to be offended by bad language, but are perfectly happy, it seems, if Glenn Beck has anything to go by, to allow a woman into the White House who will change your country forever, and for the worse, change your country into little more than another fading Western nation. A lot of you on edge are asking, what's going to happen next? What tape have they got next? There are rumors going around that there are worse tapes. I don't know, and I don't think it matters too much, and I think you have an obligation to vote for Donald Trump regardless, and I'm going to tell you why this evening. For some Trump supporters, especially young people who haven't experienced dirty elections, this is a shaky time. Because Trump has a sort of unholy coalition against him. He's got the Clintons, he's got Silicon Valley, he's got the media, he's got pretty much everybody. We know from WikiLeaks today, the New York Times gave Bill Clinton interview questions ahead of time. We know that the New York Times has a reporter called Maggie Haberman. And Maggie Haberman, who used to be a Politico, was described by the Clinton campaign as a friendly journalist who has teed up stories for them and never disappoints. And the Washington Post was giving friendly heads-ups to members of the Clinton campaign if their names appeared in stories. This is a sort of closeness that Republicans have to fight every election and hope that they can overcome. In other words, the American media is lying, mendacious, and corrupt, and frankly, they deserve to burn. And they have burned this election. They have really suffered as a result of Donald Trump. Now, on Trump's side of the equation, we've got the alt-right, we've got classical liberals, we've got libertarians, we've got some disaffected liberals. Now, we've also got some Bernie bros. My goal tonight is to pull us all back together. My goal is to encourage you to save America. If not to make it great again, at least to save it as it currently exists. The subject I want to talk to you about is the Supreme Court. Now, you know who this lady is. She's lovely. She's lovely. She's not lovely. I would like you, as an American, I come here as a sort of warning from Europe, I would like you to keep America strong and keep America free, because it matters to all of us that America does well. As a European, I am terrified by the prospect that America might fall to the forces of authoritarianism, nannying, language policing, pearl clutching, because it is just another kind of totalitarianism. And I'm terrified by the idea of more women like this dictating the future of your country. I'm going to explain to you a little bit today why. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, that the scattering of Trump protesters here are thinking, well, don't we want a wall? Don't we want Mexico to pay for it? Some of you probably do. Don't want to fix trade? Well, some of you probably do. Don't we want to stop Apple, refusing to pay taxes? Well, some of you probably do. And lots of Donald Trump supporters are coming out with those goals in mind, filling huge stadiums. Many of Donald Trump's supporters have very sincere anxieties and concerns. They really like his policies. But there's only one thing that actually matters in this election. There's really only one thing that you have to think about, and that is the Supreme Court. Now, most of you will know what it is and what it does. Even if you are uncomfortable with some of Trump's rhetoric, even if you're uncomfortable with the language that he uses, the Supreme Court is the body in this nation that determines your country's future direction more than anything else. It's far more important than any individual election. If Hillary's elected, she could appoint up to 4 Supreme Court justices. Any so-called conservative who recognizes this and still won't vote for Trump does not deserve to call themselves a conservative. They should hand in their resignation to the Republican Party. And I'll explain to you a little bit tonight about why I think that, and why it's so important, and what will happen if Hillary Clinton gets control of the Supreme Court. Now, these Beltway conservatives, the people that you read in National Review and whatever, they don't particularly care about America. It sounds like a sort of bold and awful thing to say about them. But it's very clear from their behavior that they don't. They don't care about jobs, they care about their influence, they care about maintaining their position. And they clearly don't care about the Supreme Court, because if they did, they wouldn't be letting Hillary Clinton wander into the White House unopposed, as far as they're concerned.